With all due respect, 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 with all due respect.
This is the With All Due Respect podcast presented by Mo Knows with your girl, Lady Simone, Mr. McFly, and me, your main man, Mo. How y'all doing today?
All right.
I am lovely, not too much to complain about. You know?
Sure, I'll listen. I'll give you 5 minutes. I typically tell people that when they said they don't have anything to complain, it's not going to do any good. I think that's how they typically say it.
I have people say that. It actually does sometimes good to complain.
No, it does. Once you, it's like talking. It's like having a thought in your head. And once you, like we were just talking off air, when you have a thought in your head and you say it out loud, typically you find the answer once you say it out loud. So I give people, I'm like, no, I'll give you 5 minutes. Like, what is it going to do? I said, it very well may help. So I'll give you 5 minutes. Anything outside of 5 minutes, all right, we good.
I guess I look at it a little differently. I always say, I'm one of those people that say, no need to complain. What is it going to do? I'd rather just take my energy on a different level.
That sounds good as a cliche, but I think sometimes it does. Like, I think the name complaining, if we take that away from it and just say venting.
Say, what's on your mind?
That's a better way of saying it, or venting or something like that. But no, I'll definitely listen now. You're not going to take all of my time. I'll give you 5 minutes.
One of my nurse friends was telling me about this. Should I say doctor? Whatever. So
no, you can't undermine that. Nurse and doctor, that's a whole extra 4-8 years probably.
All right, okay, I'm going to give her respect, doctor. And she was saying...
Like Dr. Dre? She's a real doctor?
Nah,
okay, cool.
Soon enough.
All right.
So... she was sitting there saying that they tell you that when you're asking patients questions that you do it like open-ended. So it's like you're like, do you have a question, yes or no? You're gonna be like yes or no. That's it. You're not supposed to position it that way. You're supposed to position like, is there anything else that I could possibly assist you with? You know what? When someone hit you with that, you sit back and you think about it. Like, you know what? Is there anything you could? I think I'm good. Like you actually put some consideration into it instead of a definite yes or no answer if I position it that way.
I think if you say yes or no, I don't feel like you're really engaged. You're just trying to really get out the door. That's the way I would look at it. You're not really concerned if I need some more morphine.
But my thing is, so what happens when you do get a situation to where, if somebody say, yeah, you're like, yo, I got time, and they tell you this bizarre story, you ain't even ready for it.
But you gotta be open for that. You gotta be ready. But that's why I got a time limit too. You got 5 minutes. You better bring this thing home when we at 4 minute mark.
Shoot, y'all, you right there talking to somebody, and they give you some stuff that you can't even process. Right? Yeah. So then you sitting there staring at them, 5 minutes going by, and you looking like, yo, I ain't even got nothing to say. You asked me, so you better have something to say.
No. I don't say, you know what I'm gonna say? God bless you.
That's the thing. I don't want people to start maneuvering like robots. Like you ask somebody, you call somebody like, hey, how you doing? So my name's I'm calling in to yo, you just ask me how I'm doing. Let me tell you how I'm doing before you go to the next. Like
it killed. Like okay, at work, people will just come up to you. Hey, I need you on this thing. Well, hey, how you doing today? You doing all right? I'm glad to see you woke up this morning.
But the thing is, we gotta understand and we have to realize. People do not know how to have conversations now.
It's because of technology. It's not just because of technology.
Enabling us.
Yes, like even like we spoke before, McFly, by taking off autocorrect. Because that handicaps you. Like, there's people that really text. Shout out to my man, Jay Hefe. He actually texts how he talks. And I think that's the art within itself.
Yo, that takes me to the next. Like, I'm actually to the point of, I hate that when I text somebody, and they still spell back B-A-X-K. Then they got to do an asterisk, B-A-C-K. Bro, we need to start using common sense. You knew what I meant. Why do I have to be perfect in a platform of texting? That should not be necessary. If you get the general gist, that should not be necessary.
Because you don't even know what I'm doing. I might be doing it on the side. I don't want my soup to see me or something
like that.
But
my thing
is,
perfection
should not be necessary.
What is the X's for? Because I saw someone totally text with all X's.
No, X and C is just like right beside each other for me.
Oh, okay.
I mess up sometimes with that.
Oh,
you fat finger.
Yeah, because you might be texting, get out quick, boom, like you said, I might be doing something.
See, that's different, but I had someone actually text me with nothing but X's. And I'm like, why are we doing this?
It's like it's cryptic. Was it cryptic?
Yeah.
Cryptic. I feel like it's cryptic. Like even if you look at some of these artists nowadays, they put their title, their songs, or albums. Like my man Toby, he'll put a hyphen over stuff that don't need the hyphen and whatnot. I guess I can't even consider it creativity.
A lot of people trying to do it to be different. Like the R&B
it's not
artist,
different if everybody's doing it.
The R&B artist Black. And when it says 6 instead of
like be like 6 lakh.
For the longest, I thought that I was like, it's slack. Like that's what it's slack. That's what my guy named, I guess. He was like, nah, I'm just doing this. It's gonna be different. Like, if everybody's being different, then y'all really being alike. Like that. Like you gotta understand to extent with that. But again, the whole perfection of the text, like no one. Then if you're texting someone, probably you already have a relationship. I hope. Why is the perfection necessarily needed? If I'm texting you, I'm pretty sure you understand what I mean. That should not be necessary in that platform.
I do not correct. Like if I'm texting someone and it's like a mistake or something, I do not correct it because I feel like you already know who I am. You know what I meant, and I'm going back and I say, oh no, I meant this right here. Like no, I know what you mean. Okay, so now I'm not.
Honestly, I do because I don't want to create a habit. I don't want to create a habit of doing something wrong. Okay. So I actually will read, like I'll reread it a few times, granted if I had the time. But also it goes into another aspect of texting. I think texting should just be used for short form. Like, yo, stop by the store, get some milk.
Right.
You good? Yes. All right. You just left a road trip. But nowadays I'm learning. I'm 38. And I have conversations with people that's quote unquote still 80s babies. But whatnot, people are tending to want to text more. Like they'll literally ignore your call, but then hit you back, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Me personally, like we spoke about before, McFly, you're long formed. I'm long form. I'm trying to find that balance in, okay, this is how they're doing it nowadays. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, right? One man is not going to change the world.
True.
Don't care what Big Sean says. But you know what I'm saying? One man is not going to change the world. So I'm trying to find that balance, but I'm having a hard time doing so.
It's kind of even like with my customers. I think this is
because you're 28. You fall within that gap. But I guess because you had older brothers, I really wouldn't put a 28 stamp on you because you had influences over your older brothers with your older brothers.
I have like customers. I think this is the main reason why people text now. I have customers. They'll say, "Oh, this truckload was bad." Da 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 da. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry to hear that. Call me so we can talk about it. I never hear about the incident again. You can say certain things via text or email that you don't have the heart to say when you hear that voice and that tone and that influx.
Absolutely.
Because something can happen next. Are you ready for that?
Tough thumbs.
Yeah.
So you call those tough thumbs.
Yeah. So with that being said, I think a lot of people text certain things. That's why I try to make it a habit. If I have good news or bad news, I'm going to use that same platform. If I was like, yo, you going out tonight? Yeah, man, I bet I'm going to come through. I'm not going to text you like, yo, I can't make it. To me, that's kind of chocha. So with that being said, I'm going to call you like, bro, I can't make it.
Yeah.
Now you got now we're facing this energy because again, you may read that, I knew you wasn't going to. Now we can have that back and forth. Because you might just see the text. That's one line of communication.
And read it the way that it's not really said or meant to be.
Because
you already have a preconceived notion of like, all right, he's going to jerk me and I'm going to read it in a jerk type voice.
Yeah.
Like, he said he can't make
but
it.
I would I would say one thing for me, a lot of the times, because I'm a texter, when it comes to certain things, I have so much going on day to day. So like even if I'm at work and I remember, I got to tell this person this, I just want to check in on somebody. So I would text and say, hey, how are you? Or I'll text and say, you came across my mind, or I ask a question or something. It's because sometimes I have it's like I got 101 things going on, and in the moment that I remember, it's maybe when I'm at work or when I'm dealing with something or can't pick up to talk. Because a lot of times, some people are a little long-winded.
Right.
So I know I can't, catch them, to talk. So it's like, hey, I'll hand a quick text. So it's just, I think, little stuff like that. And sometimes those are the moments where it kind of go long. Because this person was waiting for me to text them, and then it's like this long thing, and I'm like, oh, goodness, I can't even respond in what I want to say, so I have to say, I'll call you later, And
as well, with that, like you're saying, the people that actually, with the long form text, sometimes people just want records. Like, I literally had somebody be like, I ain't say that. Just slid back 6 months of text messages, and, you said this right here. My mind changed.
And then somebody might even circle it.
Yeah, word.
Right there.
Yeah, so that I think
we've done that. We've done that before, actually.
Even in business, I have customers to be like, they'll slide back to the email and be like, you see right here, you said that. Or people like, I'll call on the phone.
Trail.
I have people that'll call them on the phone like, hey, I understand we just said that. Do me a favor, can you say exactly what you said in the email? Send it to me. We just spoke about this, human to human. Now send me an email. I was like,
accountability.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'll be honest with you, man. I so much prefer to speak to somebody than text, man. Especially if it's dealing with business, if it's dealing with a misinterpretation, and just to hear someone's voice, I think it's better because you know how it's coming off already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people take that for granted. I know people actually ignore my calls when I call and just be like, yo, I'm all long with it. But I am long with it.
That's
right?
the same thing we say. Like we see a Breakfast Club interview that's 2 hours. Bro, I'm about to get to that when I got time to get to that.
Right. This is true. I typically like to find interviews my commute from A to B. Mm-hmm. Or it depends on how much time I have in the house getting ready to go to point A to B. So, yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
I guess that's probably how your friends looking at it, like, yo, bro, I got 20 minutes. I'm going right. I ain't got time for more conversation right now. I don't got 20 minute slot.
I don't know if I said this before. Rachel Hannah. I actually had a young lady that said, I texted, we supposed to have call. Mm-hmm. We supposed to speak. Mm-hmm. And she said, look, I only got 30 minutes of lunch. I'm not talking to you. I said, why? I said, look, I only got 30 minutes and you're going to take up 32 of it. And I'm not going to talk to you. And that really bothered me. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm really trying to figure out how to say what I need to say in a short form.
Like we spoke about it. I'm doing some of the same thing. I'm known for analogies and similes.
And speak about what you felt with how you saw analogy. And I thought that was very interesting.
The way that I use analogies and then similes are based off of that you can relate to. I can simplify, like we was talking about the math. I try to simplify things so you can get an understanding. Like, that's right. Okay, with the analogy attached to what I just said,
and which people who may not know what analogy is, an example. Pretty much in a nutshell, you're offering someone an example in
comparing something.
Form.
Yeah, well, assembly comparing two things using like or as a metaphor, not using like or as.
That's a grammar.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Georgetown High, baby. Dr. Farmer, Mr. Farmer, English teacher. But just trying to just understand. Like I tell people, like they're like, oh man, I need to lose weight, right? I need to lose 30 pounds in a week. I'm like, check this out, my guy. Hey. Layups just count as much as 3-pointers. Go ahead and get you a little two. You can win a game just like that. You don't got to hit them threes. Mm-hmm. You don't got to be like, yo, 20 pounds a month, 20 pounds. No, let's get that 10. And I put it that way, like, you know what? I like layups are easier than okay, I get it.
I think that's important. I think that's very creative in conversation. Granted, it may be used a lot. It's creative in conversation because it's like teaching. Everyone doesn't learn on the same accord.
True.
So I think it's necessary. But when it's your main tool, your only source, it's like it makes you
first shot.
I think it gives people a different outlook on how to look at things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think, one thing just from us having this conversation and what I really, really like that we do is we bring conversation back into the household.
It's so necessary.
Just into people's just environment.
Real day-to-day life.
Day-to-day. You know what? Day-to-day. And it's similar to what you're doing with your box.
Yes.
It's called Miss Court. What is it?
Mrs. Courtney's Busy Buzzing Box of Learning.
And what is that exactly?
Just bringing conversation amongst parents and children. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is sitting to the kitchen table and doing artwork, sitting to the kitchen table and doing worksheets, and even if it doesn't have to necessarily be your kitchen table, the whole thing is to have conversations with your children. And if it comes in a form of a box, which is not going to be for everyone, but find that way to bring that, because one thing that I have learned is that not only do we learn, our kids learn so much from us, we learn from them. Every day on the way riding from home, I do not play music, but we have conversation. And we talk the entire ride. Mm-hmm. And when I say it amazes me how much my kids, it's like I'm having a conversation with myself or with my husband. Because a lot of times, some of the things they say, it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know you was paying attention when I said that. So they made me go back to a moment, and I had to actually look at my life, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just like, I said this one day riding, and it blew my mind. I was like, not only would someone meet Courtney Green before I got married, I was Courtney Green, but they are meeting Reverend William Nelson Green. They had the opportunity to meet my dad through me.
The influence.
They had the opportunity to meet my mom through me. And, with me not having my dad around now because, he passed away, you still got that special gift to show pieces of me because I carry.
To show that he's still around as well in small segments.
Yes. And I see that with my kids when I have these conversations. So I'm like, whenever it is my time where I'm off this earth and my kids are here, people are still have that chance to meet me in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Your father will live on.
100%.
You will live on. And it's almost like when we was in church earlier, Pastor Johnson said something about, how did he word it? As far as your kids take pieces of you, and that's good. and bad because when none of us walk, you know what I'm saying?
They don't know how to decipher the good of
right.
daddy, the bad
and
of daddy, the
that's,
good mommy,
that's,
bad of mommy.
And you
100%.
don't, and you will never get that if you don't have communication. There was this young man, won't say no names, but he was like 12. He could not talk. I mean, he was stuck in his phone the entire time.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, let me get your phone. And he said something. I said, what? And he said, it wasn't like I was saying, what, like you disrespect me. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, you don't understand there's a certain tone you got to have in a classroom. And you got to also articulate yourself well, especially from a child to an adult, so I can really understand what it is you're trying to get across.
Right.
And it really blew my mind that people don't know how to talk.
Yeah.
It really, and I think it's such a lost art.
I think all of this kind of just summarizes the fact that you got to be able to communicate. You can be talking, you can have a conversation, but you cannot be communicating. So with that being said, you got to understand of your audience, who you're communicating to, what's the best form of communication, and how to effectively get across what you're trying to get across.
Like me, my thing is, let's just say you want to have an interview with All Due Respect podcast, right?
I got you.
Don't text me. You can initially get my attention like that, but we're not going to talk about the whole, like how we do this, how we could break this down, when can we have this through a text. That's not going to happen. When you initially send a flag out, I see it, all right, let's meet up somewhere. Because I want you to see me face to face. I want to see you face to face. So now we got energy. Let's make sure our energies are parallel. Right? So, okay, if I don't do that and just go off a text and you come there now and your whole joint is off, we're going to be sitting there looking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, one thing, I want to flip this a little bit, because what is very interesting to me, a lot of people do not realize that when you have conversation with someone, you kind of get to know that person. Like, there's something that my mom always say, if you listen long enough,
absolutely,
you would know exactly who that person is.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the times, people would talk just to talk, and you sit there and you're listening, you're like, oh, this is the type of person you are. You know what I mean? But now, people don't know how to really communicate, so now we're linking with people that are not alikes, because y'all not even conversating with each other, and you're linking up with people that don't even mean you no good, but you don't even know that because y'all just text and, oh, he seemed cool, so I'm hanging out with him, you know?
I think naturally we want to just talk and not listen. Like when I read the 5 Love Languages book, it was probably the biggest thing I learned from it is when you're talking to your significant other, you're typically, like, they say something within the first minute of the conversation, you're holding on to your answer that whole time to actually respond. So you're not listening to understand, you're listening to respond.
And then you're missing all the other stuff that they're saying that's behind that.
Which may be the meat of what they're trying to say.
Which is building up why I feel this way.
Exactly.
You're forgetting the why. You're not even listening to the why. You just thought, you know what I mean?
That is necessary in conversation. Listening to, like, okay, so most people don't sit there and hit you with the listening. You're like, and actually, when it's dead air, like you learn from the Breakfast Club interview, they hang themselves every time. Their technique is...
Even Joe Budden. He does it too.
Dead air, you actually see the actual interviewer just be like, they don't know what to do. And they keep on talking. They keep on going. That's when they start, that media train, whatever the case may be, that's when the real them is pouring out. So as well, when you have someone just holding a conversation, it's like, yeah, really? Okay. They're going to keep going, like, because, again, they got a lot to pull from. Trust me, they got a lot to pull from. They're going to keep going deeper in that bag, and that's when you really can understand a person. Like I was telling you probably a few weeks ago, I have someone I met probably in the last couple years that knows more about me than 90% of people that know me. Just the fact that she listens. And based off of that, that's why I was like, yo, I think I told her today. I was like, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing because you know too much. Like, I might have to find a field for you.
That sounds like you have an issue with being vulnerable. If somebody knows too much about you, because I think it might be off a past, not to get into my psychology bag with Dr. Mo.
Feel free.
I think what it is, off the past, you're basing it off the past, right? Well, like we spoke about, I think it might be PTSD a little bit.
Definitely. Information PTSD. I have that 100%.
Because the fact of the matter, someone knows that much about you, so now they know the kinks in your armor. They know your weakness.
I know how I can bury somebody, and them not knowing is information. Most people don't understand information is, like, they think you got to provide them with everything right there. Information can bury you. If you got a picture of Mr. 45 doing some crazy joint.
Dude, there's no expiration date on info.
No.
Or conversation, there's no expiration date.
And they're showing that now, really. Yeah. So with that being said, information, you can hold whoever to the highest ransom based off of that. So I'm very conservative who I provide with certain information. But this particular individual, I just feel that comfortable with.
But can I say one thing? I want to throw this in there because I was speaking to someone and I told them, at the end of the day, you still have to open yourself up. You still, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that's constant is change.
100%.
Life is going to happen. I don't care what nobody say. You're going to get hard. There's hard things that's going to come your way that you're going to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? All of us go through things. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Say that to me the other day.
It doesn't make
I
you,
never took a loss. I said, you haven't lived longer.
Yeah, because it's going to happen. There's things in life that just, it's going to,
uncontrollable.
Yeah.
You have no control over it.
And the way you handle it, just because you handle it different than I would, doesn't make you a bad person.
Not at all.
It's just that in that situation, that's what you thought you should have done.
I think
so. We got to get outside of that.
Everyone should understand, based off of how someone handles a current situation, it may not be how they're currently feeling. It's what molded them in their life to get them to look at the situation.
We was just having that conversation.
Like, you have to understand that how I respond to what you're doing right now is not how I feel right now. This is years of me building this way of knowing, okay, somebody's following me too much. Like, yo, what is I think this is instinct.
Yeah.
I think they might have to drop. Like, again, I've never been. I have been, but like. It's just natural instincts that you just look at and you maneuver that way. So I tell them anytime I go into a restaurant, I'm sitting facing the door.
Absolutely. Just
because 9 times out of 10 I'm with a girl. So based off of that, I'm facing towards the door. So if anything happens, I'm ready. I don't expect for you to have the same instincts based off of your life compared to me in my life. So I'm the most prepared one in the situation. So I'm going to position myself just in case. I'm not looking at the door the whole time I'm eating or whatever the case may be, but just in case something happens, I'm ready for that.
It's just like with me. Everyone that knows me know I have an issue with deers. So whenever I'm on a road, I prefer to be in a fast lane than a slow lane. I may not even be driving fast.
I guess I inherited that.
For the simple fact of the matter, if a deer comes out and I'm in a slow lane,
more time to react.
I got more time to react if I'm in a fast lane. Typically, if I'm in a fast lane, I got a big median to where I can react a little bit better. It's just positioning because I'm the same way in the restaurant.
You know what? And that's something too that I spoke with someone about. And like I tell them, we have to get out of the whole thing of thinking that expecting people to change. You know what I'm saying? Like I can have I spoke with a young lady and she was like, you know what? I'm upset with this girl because she go and do this right here and tell this person this XYZ. You know what I'm saying? And we supposed to be friends. And I'm like, listen, she was telling XYZ to this person way before you even met her. And then you knew that when you came into her life. She's just programmed that way. But it's not that she is doing it with malice in her heart. That's all she know. When she gets a situation, she goes to this person and pours out into this person because that's what she is accustomed to doing.
And also, she showed her hand already as well.
Exactly, but it's not. It doesn't make her a bad person. No, it doesn't make you a bad person.
But they already showed you how they move, so you can't be upset because they move the same.
But a lot of times,
me with the hezzy. He hit you with the hezzy.
I used to tell my homeboys to be like, yo, he would tell his girl like, yo, I got off work because I told him to mess around. I got a flat tire, and I was like, yo, you're telling your girl you're great at lying. You don't think she's taking a documented of this of, okay, if he hits me with a lie, I know he's great at lying. Like, you got to understand what you're putting, again, back to the whole information. But like the way I try to look at it with people like that is, I trust people to be themselves. Like, I can't trust them, he a liar. And I trust them to lie.
Yeah, when they show you who they are.
I trust people to be who they are.
At one point in time, I had an issue with that.
Oh, I absolutely
really had an issue with that.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
so peaceful.
Because it's right. You're able to deal with people better, but it's like, well, nah. Give them room. Give them room to grow. Give them like, you know what, yo, Mo, he's so and so. All right, but still, people change.
Right.
And I stick around for the change.
But
and now in the process of sticking around for the change, you're opening up yourself for hurt, disappointment, so forth and so on.
Yeah. But I think, and it's not necessarily saying they cannot change. I think the whole big thing is, once you get in your mind, if I know you're a liar, I'm not going to expect anything else from you. But you still have the opportunity to change, and I pray that you can change. Exactly.
Show me otherwise, and now we're adding that to the repertoire right there, based off of that. But again, whoever you are, I trust you to be the person that you are there. It's not like people might say, "Oh, Kanye, well, nah, he did a lot. You gotta think about his first album." Yo, I'm looking at the Kanye that's right now, but I do understand he can be that Kanye. That he has that in him to be that.
Yeah.
But the person he is now, this is the individual that I may not prefer.
Someone just said that. Someone was just speaking about that in an interview. I watch a lot of interviews.
But then you look at it, though, it tells you expectations. Stop putting expectations on people.
So let me
ask
you a question.
We have to stop doing that.
Are y'all individuals that give people second, third, fourth, fifth, and family chances?
Absolutely. I am a person that give you far and beyond. It's because, and I would say, I do it because I believe in my heart that everybody has the opportunity to change. And the only way that they can change is if we are constantly giving them an example or giving them a reason, a purpose to change. If we're constantly having conversations with them and trying to pour into them the right things to do, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people get the wrong things and it's like, yo, everybody, like, I ain't going to deal with them. I ain't going to mess with them. They keep pushing them off. That's not helping them.
No, it's not.
So my thing is, I want to constantly show through who I am, and I know how to handle you though. Like Mama say, you know.
I don't think people want to be disappointed. I don't think people want to get hurt.
I give people. I don't give the same person multiple times to kind of just correct the problem. Not multiple. If that makes sense. Like the change, but I will allow for a reintroduction. If that makes sense. Like I'm not going to keep giving.
I would think that'd be considered a chance, right? Well, go ahead, finish.
Based off of if you're in the same mind state doing the same thing, if nothing has changed, I'm not going to give you another opportunity.
You haven't seen signs.
Exactly. I don't see signs of growth or something like that. No. Why would I? No, you did it yesterday. You probably do the same thing today. Why would I? No. Holler at me in a month. Maybe something popped up. Like, you know what? I see. Oh, okay. All right. Then now, based off of that. So again, I will allow for a reintroduction, but I'm not going to keep just. No, I'm not.
You will allow for a reintroduction off the fact that you've seen progress.
Definitely, because I think people are going to grow, and you got to understand, like, people go through weird little times in life. So, but that is again the same person. I'm not gonna keep giving the same chance because again, you may not deserve it at that moment. Not to say a year down the line or 2 years down the line that you may deserve it then. So again, I do allow for the reintroduction. Again, everyone grows, everyone makes mistakes. I wouldn't want someone to view me when I was 18 compared to now that I'm 28. Some of the same things, that's a fact. But again, if the reintroduction didn't, same 18, then I can understand that. But I definitely you gotta allow everyone to grow. And I think that's important. And again, if you keep giving the same person a chance, you're going to be exhausted with that person. After that, you're done.
That's a fact.
So the door for the reintroduction is going to be closed. But if I gave you one chance, like a big figure in my life, I always allow for the reintroduction. Always allow for the reintroduction.
What do you mean by a big figure in your life? You're speaking about somebody in particular. You're saying.
Definitely.
So what do you mean by a big figure? Like someone that you look up to or admire?
No, a staple in my life.
Okay, I got you.
So I hope for the change. So I always throw out the reintroduction. But I understand if I keep pushing and pushing and pushing, I'm going to be exhausted with that individual completely. And when it comes to the reintroduction,
you're not even going to be open or willing to do
all.
so.
So when it comes into the reintroduction, I might not even, if I keep pushing them off, and 3 years go by, when they come back for reintroduction, I may not know who this person is, or the case may be.
But what if they feel like, okay, I can't go back to you now because you shun them so much. Right, you shun them so much. Almost like I guess you would say Mario. That's his name, right? Mario the singer. His mom was dealing. I mean, she's passed now. God bless her. Mm-hmm. Him and his family throughout this. But he kept allowing her to come back, and he further got himself hurt. And I don't know what it did to him psychologically, or even how he may feel, even as far as females in his life, like
his musical career.
You know, it looked like he's still doing all right.
He went ghost for a while. I'm just saying, based off of that, like it takes a toll on your life when you keep giving someone.
Would you measure that by the individual? How much that individual means to you?
Definitely.
Yeah, I
100%.
I think it's fair to say we have to measure it by the individual, and I say that because you have some people who want a mother figure or a father figure, and they understand that. Say you have a young lady who somebody is on drugs or something, their mom, and she wants this relationship with mom, but she understands that mom has a problem, and the problem, she know that it's kind of like an addiction. When mom got this addiction, it's not really mom. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Person. Yeah. So 100%. She know that mom is not doing this intentionally. It's just that mom got something she's battling. And mom can't, you know what I'm saying, help herself.
And so therefore they open. Having the best of her. I don't think you should look at her as my mom is on drugs. You should look at that thing that my mom is dealing with.
Has a control over my mother.
Right. Yeah. So I think somehow or another you got to separate that. And even we're just using mother for example because I gave Mario. And that's why I would say you have to measure what that person means to you to actually go through with it. Like I will go bouts with rounds for the people that I love.
Some people will want to get exhausted with.
But the people
they're worth getting exhausted over.
But then after you're at that point and you're exhausted, then if the person really matters to you and you're exhausted at that point, 9 times out of 10 you're not good to anyone else in your circle now. If you spend so much time and attention on this individual being exhausted,
I can see that.
Example again, Mario's career. he had a nice career, and then it just kind of dropped off, and he's popped back in now. Unfortunately, again, it happened when it happened with the time of his mother. But I'm saying that to say you're putting so much time and energy into it because you care so much about that individual. But that's also time and energy you can put into something else. So with that right there, it really takes a lot.
But you know what?
It really takes a lot.
Can I say?
That's a rough call.
I see what you're saying, but I'm gonna tell you something that really touched me was one of those things. You never know how it feels. For example, you have people where you look around, and I know we always would say, "Oh, that's a crackhead." You know what I'm saying? In our eyes, "Oh, that's a crackhead," but it never makes sense until you actually have somebody in your family that's actually a crackhead or close to you. You have to deal with that.
True.
So then that crackhead that you used to say, "Oh, yo, he just a crackhead," it becomes more than that because you got to deal with on that level that this is a person,
you have more remorse, more empathy for the situation.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's typically like what they said. People don't care about situation until it's knocking at their front door.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I was just watching a movie. I know I said this before on the podcast. I was watching a movie yesterday. I think it's called Whatever Happens. It's the Woody Allen on Netflix. If you're really, really open-minded, check it out. If you're not...
What is it about?
Pretty
Woody
much...
Allen is the guy from White Man Can't Jump, right?
No.
That's Woody Allen, you know, right?
No.
Willie Allen, the actor. I mean, the director.
It's okay.
Comedian. He's been wrong today.
All day,
he's a comedian.
It's okay.
But what I'm saying is though.
No.
He's
What movie
try
he's
to
been in?
really
Help me out.
Honestly, this is my first time
we
actually
will
getting
Google
into
and
him.
show you later.
Okay.
But he's pretty much, he has a pessimistic outlook on life. But he just kind of shows, the different ways that humans naturally are. So pretty much, I said on the podcast before that naturally, humans aren't ish. Naturally, we have to fight to be better. And we want to be better because we have loved ones, family, and friends that we want to be great for. But naturally, we have moments like that where we're not ish. So based off of that, the movie kind of just highlights the change or the wild things that kind of happens. Literally, I watched it late last night. But again, it's a good movie for an open perspective based off of that, just showing you how having an outlook can actually change on things.
What's the name of the movie again?
I think Whatever Happens, or something like that.
Woody Allen. I'm gonna have to look. First, I gotta find out who Woody Allen is.
Yeah, he's a white comedian, old guy, like literally, like it's,
he wears glasses, right?
Yes.
He is.
Yes.
Okay. He had a show too. It was a show, like a game show. He did. Oh, guy.
Real dry humor. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I loved it.
You
Look him up on your phone.
Yeah. When you see him, you'll know exactly who he is.
I got something else for you.
Yeah.
That someone I was talking to someone that's within my immediate circle.
Oh, I may have used the wrong name. Hold on.
Yeah, I think you did. You have Woody Allen. That's the actor. Woody Allen.
No,
that's also.
no. She's referring to this Woody Allen.
Let me
So
see.
That's the director. Like I said, that's the director.
Oh no! I'm not
Excuse me,
referring to him.
He indeed directed the movie.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
like I said,
talking
I know
about the
what I'm
comedian
talking
guy.
about.
No, I'm talking about the comedian guy that wears glasses. He
You
did
talking about Drew?
I think
You
no,
talking about
not
Drew,
Drew.
the one that
'cause
hosts
he's-
The Price is Right.
Nope, not him. I know exactly. He's gonna pull up the picture.
Whatever works. That's the name of the
Let me
movie.
see the guy though.
Woody Allen was the director.
Who?
Okay.
His,
So no,
Larry David.
So Mo
Larry
do
David.
know. No. Oh, you talking about Curb My Enthusiasm? That guy.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yes.
Yeah. No.
No. Lady Simone was right though. Lady Simone was right. I was wrong.
No.
You
She
were wrong,
was
too.
right as far as the person she was paying, not the actor. So back to the fact.
You said
Mo
Woody
knows.
Allen, the guy from White Man Can't Jump.
And the director.
but
Mo
one
knows.
thing.
Was he the director of that
Mo knows. No. He didn't direct White Man Can't Jump.
one? And the one that was in there was not called Woody Allen.
Was it Woody Harris?
I think that's it, my guy.
But
None. I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
Woody Harrelson.
Harrelson.
Harrelson. Yeah. Probably go with Woody Harrelson.
let me
Okay,
see.
word. Okay. Yeah.
So again, Lady Simone was right. I was wrong. But needless to say, the movie is called Whatever Works. It's like a rom-com. So definitely romantic comedy.
Okay.
So definitely go check that on Netflix though. Again, it's very it's if you're open-minded, it was a great movie to watch, and it had a very nice ending and a very good peaceful story to it.
In short form, when someone tells you, I would like to hear what y'all think about them. Someone tells you they don't care about what people say about them. How do you interpret that? I'll say mine for last.
Somebody that the opinion that they cared about hurt them. So the fact that they're casting a
So
whole
they're deflecting.
Not necessarily. They've built up a
Protection. Wall.
That goes back to the deflecting though. So yeah, I got you there. So
I think it's deflecting.
No,
That's what it is.
It's based
So,
off that
go ahead,
someone important in their life, opinion that they valued, hurt them. So it's like, I had someone tell me recently that like there was like I've dealt with my mother or father passing. At that point, anything else it can't be that painful, funeral wise. Like that, I'm okay after that. Like so, based off of someone that influential in their life, opinion hurt them. Now nobody else's opinion matters. I think that is kind of what they mean along those lines.
All right, so let me rearrange the question. All
Okay.
right, you get the definition of it. I guess what I meant was, do y'all see that having any validity? I don't care.
No.
Do you care about what people say about you?
I do.
Do you care about what people say about
Absolutely.
you?
Because
I think the main thing, the caveat to put with that is who.
Did you just say the caveat?
The caveat, the little, like, it's like the
garnish?
You can't see my hands. But based off of it, though, is who. So when people say, like, I don't care what no one says,
Yes.
that's a lie.
I agree.
Based off of those single words, I don't care what no one says, or if I don't care what these internet bloggers, now we're talking about specifics. You care about what mother, daddy, girl, boy, you care about what certain people say, but to the masses, I can understand what some say, I don't care about that. So again, based off just that, no, that'd be a lie, 100%.
honestly, I would have to say
Because you don't care no one thinks about what's the point of living.
Yeah, and I would have to say honestly, for me personally, I do care what people say.
Mm-hmm.
I care. I mean, I can't, and I'm not gonna say, oh, I don't care what this specific group of people say or nothing, because even those celebrities who look on the blogs and all this stuff, it still hurts. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily of a not caring feeling, but it's just like nobody, when you're out here and you're really trying and you're pushing and you're trying to be a good person and do right, you know, it will bother me that someone think negative of me. So there's been instances to where, you know, I like to laugh and joke a lot.
Right.
So like I had somebody tell me like, yo, I feel like, you know, you hurt my feeling because you always joking and you joking on me and picking on me. And I'm like, whoa. I said, okay, I'll draw the line with you here. I said, I won't say anything else that seem offensive to you or if I'm in a joking manner, because I never want to put myself out there as hurting somebody or making somebody feel a certain type of way. So that literally bothered me. Like, when somebody look at me and feel like a negative feeling of me or something, that bothers me. I don't care if I didn't even know you, because if you got that, I want you, because I want you to know who I am, and all I'm trying to do is pour this love out.
I think it's situations like that. I typically look at, if you know that hurt people, right? So when certain people say things, I typically like to look at their surroundings, the situation of why they may feel that way. If you like, you know, how you got the single girlfriend, like, oh yeah, you about to break up with him. Guys ain't ish, da-da-da-da. Like, yeah, her background supports the narrative that she's pushing. So based off of that, I look at it that way. Like, for another example, if I go into a restaurant and I sit down and I look, everybody in the restaurant's fat, I'm like, I probably shouldn't be at this restaurant. Because this is a future forecast what I may be.
What?
No, this food was good.
This is my train of thought, 100%.
Okay.
This is my train of thought. I go in and I look and I'm like, everybody fat? Nah, bro, it's gotta be a once every 3 months right here. I pull up here too much. I'm gonna look like them eventually. Or if anyone gives me advice, like, bro, we need to go turn up, and I'm like, your situation right now is crazy. I don't want to do anything like. Or my pops tells me that if you go to a Asian restaurant and you see Asian people there, oh, they're co-signing the greatness right there. You know your own. So I always look at what people say or
so
what they're
would it make you
involved
feel
in.
better if the cooks and the waitresses were obese too? Would that make it feel better? Then like, okay, they're co-signing. This is just where fat camp lies.
I haven't taken that deep.
No, and you know what?
You know what I
One
mean?
thing I'll have to say, and I want to say within that is, that's even just like for me, you have somebody who may be a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? You can learn so much from that
Absolutely.
person. Just because life threw you in that situation, that don't mean I must say, you know what? I can't listen to what you say because you got zero in your bank account.
Honestly, if you listen to them, they
like,
people in compromising situations, you could learn a lot.
A whole lot.
Like, and honestly, most of the time they're already exposed. They're willing to give you pieces of them for you not to get to where they're at, in hopes of, you know what, I give you these nuggets, so maybe you can help me with something.
And I guess to me, a lot of the times, looking at the surface, looking at the surface and kind of drawing a conclusion. Not saying anything is wrong with it. You know, everybody do things differently.
Absolutely.
But even just like if you was going to a restaurant, you have a whole bunch of heavyweight people or, you know, plus size people. A lot of times, I think, especially when it comes to plus size people and all that, we are misinformed about what may got them there or why they're even plus size. Like there was an instance where someone was going through something and they had to take steroids.
You're taking that at face value.
Yeah, and they had to take steroids, and the steroids just blew them up.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't necessarily of them being plus size, just that they had to go do chemo.
Yeah.
You know, so it's so many different
variables.
It is different variables there. I hope everyone there wasn't going through that. That'd be a very bad room to be in again. What is this?
Either way it goes, I don't want to be in there.
What are you serving to have these individuals to go through this? However you cut it. But I'm just saying, this is the way that I look at things. I take things like that with a grain of salt. I had a guy, a friend.
I never really understood that whole
grain of salt.
Grain of salt thing. What do you mean? I take everything with a grain of salt. What is that exactly?
It's just like you gotta just, you know,
like why would I want just a grain of salt on my food?
Because too much of it's just like it kills the whole thing. You gotta take it to be like, all right, little, you know what I mean? It cuts the edge a little bit. But I had an individual. He doesn't talk, like literally, it's crazy. I tried to talk a little bit about him, and I could tell one of your friends. He actually said that he doesn't talk about finances with anyone if they can't help his finances. And I was like, you know what? I get that and I understand that. So I heard he was doing something with finances. I tried to talk to him about it, just trying to get some guidance for me. And he was kind of cryptic with it. And I was just like, this is that I heard about. All right, cool. I get it and I understand it. But I understand why that he does it, though. What's the point of necessarily pouring into? But me, on the other hand, the way I like to look at situations is, as I say with my life story is, I went through certain things, nothing so traumatic that I can come back from it, I guess, but to actually tell people about it. I want to actually experience things so I can tell you about it so you go. I love telling my friends, like, yo, you going to this city? Yo, try out this restaurant. Boom. Or like, you going to do this, bro. Don't get the high APR rate. That, I'm telling you. 6 years? That's too long. You're going to hate the car in 2. Too long. Like, certain things that I would like to provide individuals with if they're coming with it. So to me, if anyone comes with you with genuine concern, trying to provide you with information, whether you're a crackhead, a fat person, or a chef, take that information, and again, possibly with a grain of salt, but take that, because you can learn anything from anybody. Don't be that full of yourself that feel like you can't learn information from anyone.
Absolutely. And I also think that individual, I'm not sure who you're speaking about, I think that's selfish. You know, of course, I mean, you got to help people in life. I mean, even if you can't do nothing for me, just the satisfaction of me helping you, I think that's enough to where it can put me in a space to where I can do more for my finances.
But you look at it too. That's one thing we spoke about this week on the Motivational 3 is team, building that team. And I think important. A lot. And I was speaking to a young lady, and like I told her, I said, you know, a lot of times
shout out to Lloyd Held as well.
We get outside of thinking that we don't need a team because we were built on this whole thing of you can do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nah, you don't need nobody. In reality, you need a team. No matter, I don't care what it is that you're going through. Build that team. And like, you know, I stated, sometimes your team can be your kids. Sometimes your team can be your parents. Or, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean I got to have 50 or 100 people behind me. But you still have to build a team because you need somebody to help you get through these tough times, to help you, you know what I'm saying, push through. But I also think we need to start sharing information. There's a guy that we met straight off the bat. You know what I'm saying? He has shared nothing but love and gave information.
And
did
most
not
times
have to.
People will actually charge you for the info.
Yeah,
and
but
you know what? I was on the phone with him the other day, and he said that he gave some info to a young lady, and the young lady was in a position to help somebody. She actually was going to charge the person that she was going to help with the info that he gave her for free, and he checked her. He was like, "Why would you charge somebody that I gave? Why would you charge someone something that I gave to you for free?" And that just showed, I mean, like, every time I call,
because our mindset is so messed up that we think that in order for us to eat, we got to withhold something, when in reality, when you pour it out into other people, that's when you get back.
You open the door. You got to give out more than you actually receive.
You're going to put out more in life than you will ever get back. But the good thing is, when you do it with a pure heart, it's nothing in this world that can be more valuable than you just being a person that you're giving with a pure heart, and you're going to be blessed in return, because it's a favor that's going to be over your life.
And you also supposed to give, that I've learned, you're supposed to give without any expectations. 100%. And when they say that right there, initially I thought to avoid yourself from hurt, but in all actuality, that is a point. But all actuality, if you give without any expectation, that means that you genuinely gave from your heart, without you're opening yourself.
Expectations is like so, like, it sets you up for the kill. Like
if they don't meet it, if they do,
the thing is, like, I tell people all the time, like, write this, like, I'm not a hard worker, I'm a smart worker. You got to understand that no one is happy. Like you can go 100%, they'll be happy with 100%. This is good. Next week I need 110. You give them 110 next week you need 120. So you gotta understand that if you keep hitting that mark right there,
dude,
you're gonna run into a wall.
I say it all the time at work. I'm not the fastest, I'm not the slowest, but you know what? I'm consistent. I have one speed, and you can count on that one speed that I'm gonna give you the same thing every day, and that's consistency. Like you said, some days you're on 10. You know what I'm saying? Braun don't throw up 50 every night. That's not human. That's not realistic.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And people have unrealistic expectations. That's why I like to go in things with a clean slate. I tell people all the time, I undersell, I over deliver.
I think that's a good way to do it.
That because again, you could only be happy based off of that. If you tell people the bad in the beginning, this is what it is. So if we go into it and it's better, and after that, you're kind of understanding there. It's just
you're lowering the expectations, so therefore they're not disappointed.
Exactly. This is what you should do if you're looking for a long term anything. Relationships, any form of relationship, long term, that is a safer, because again, you may not be able to perform at 100% every single time. So again,
you won't.
You won't.
That's a guarantee. That's just a fact.
But once people get a taste of like when I flew Spirit first class, which there's really no first class Spirit, and I was up front and I paid the extra $20, I was like, yo, this is bro. I ain't going back. Like, once you get the grade, why would you want to slide back? But unless someone sets the standard, like, yo, I'm just letting you know. Sometimes it can, sometimes it. So again, it's setting realistic expectations. So long term, you do not have dissatisfaction.
And I think it comes back, and I'll go ahead and end on this right here. It comes right back to prior to what we were talking about, expectations, to what Lady Simone was saying. It goes right back to the importance of. I think it's one of the silliest narratives to say I don't care what people say, or I don't need nobody. I think that's one of the silliest narratives, because I got the example that I gave in a motivational 3, which is myself, Lady Simone, and Mr. Lloyd Hale. Let's use Jordan. Someone had to give Jordan the ball. You know, we give Jordan being the best. You know, he's the greatest. Someone had to pass him that ball. So that's the importance of a team, just to make it that simple. But the fact of the matter, I care about what people say. I care about how people feel about this podcast. I care about how people feel about my children. I care about how people feel about my brother, my sister, my wife, my mother. Because it's like credit. It's just like credit. When you don't want nobody to be like, yo, McFly and Mo, they messed up, don't go on their podcast. Right. That's going to carry. It's going to carry. True. So and and now, am I going to be able to make everyone happy? No. It was something that you said, I think it was like maybe a year ago, and when you said it, I was like, nah, I can't agree with that.
You call what it is?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to say what it is.
Oh, I was like, feel free.
No, I'm definitely going to say what it is. And I saw a meme about it, and then I spoke to someone about it, and then I thought about it after that, and I was just like, there's some truth to that. And what you said was, I'm paraphrasing, and you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You can line up 10 people, they will all each have a different story about me. And I didn't see the reality in that. Because if you line up 10 people, 10 of those people, with myself, I'm going to bet strongly on they're going to be all saying like, yo, Mo's this.
The foundation is going to be...
It's going to be consistent.
Yeah.
Right?
The foundation.
But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? It goes back to what as we were saying earlier. Someone show you their hand, or whatever the case might be. You're not going to treat that person the same way you would treat somebody that's real right all the time. So now I understand what it was that you said.
But I think there's still a solid foundation that was set, because the core of who you are is the core of what you gave to each of those 10 individuals.
Right. It can change though.
So I think it would change.
I'm learning that.
I think it would change, but that core, they still know, like this is solid.
10 people are probably not. Yo, you know how much it takes to get to the core? 10 people are probably not gonna get the core. I've been in relationships for 2 years and I didn't know the chick to the third. Like, it takes time for people to, everyone has PTSD. It takes time to knock down that wall and to let someone truly in to understand.
And I think it depends on the individual, because I would like to say, this actually hurts me a lot, because I give 110% of Courtney. And I tell people, when you meet me, this is who I am. I can't change who I am. My heart is open. I pour out. And, you know, that, like I say, it's something that hurts me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly give, like, I give 100% of me. When I go into work, I'm smiling, I'm laughing. When I'm talking, I can speak to somebody on the phone I never met. And if I feel a connection or if we're conversating, I'm giving them Courtney. That's all I know. And it hurts me. It really does. But that's how I learned, though.
It opens you up for heartache and hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. People be like,
I used to be.
Yeah. But I gotta stay true to myself. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to lose myself in the midst of the fact that someone else may not know who they are, or they're not comfortable with themselves.
You gotta feel comfortable
with being hurt.
You gotta feel comfortable with your actions. I can tell anyone the core of everything is being comfortable with yourself. Like I tell them, when I talk to people, when they say certain things, I'm like, damn, this says more about you than it does about me. Because if you're comfortable in yourself, you're not necessarily taking that in as like, someone comes to me like, oh, yo, you fat, and you ugly. And it's like, I am fat and I am ugly? Like, oh my God. Like, you may feel that way if you're not comfortable in your looks or your actual weight. But if you're comfortable in it, it just says like, you've been hurt before. You're trying to hurt me by using these tactics. You look at things differently. So, again, it's a tall order. But again, if you're trying to be comfortable with yourself, you look at the world and you look at things a little bit differently.
And you're absolutely right as far as being a tall order.
Definitely.
But I think it's so important to the fact that, like I said, I care about what people say about me. If we want to break it down a little bit smaller, it depends on who says it. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, at the essence of it,
I'm at least curious why. I'm like why?
Like I had someone say, of course it wasn't directly to me. Mm-hmm. Someone said to another person, like, yo, Mo is dumb, Mo is stupid. I was like, you don't believe that. There's no way.
Because you're that confident in your intellect. With that being said,
I'm not even. I don't. Would that be a way of saying that I'm that confident in my intellect?
Yo, dumb is like really at the bottom of the scale.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you're like, okay, I ain't dumb, but I might not be the smartest. Like you're at least comfortable in your intellect to understand I'm not dumb.
I think what it was is more the fact that, let's use basketball analogy. I think it's more the fact I took a whole lot of game-winning shots and I hit. Mm-hmm. And you're not gonna sit there and tell me like, yo, he can't do that. Like, are you serious? Have you seen the track record? Have you seen the track record? Like, dude.
But, you know, you look at it at a lot of times, even somebody who said that they don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can say anything about somebody they don't know and they have not met. And sometimes, a lot of the times, they kind of go off of, people feel some type of way when they see you connecting with other people, or they, you know, see you move a certain way. They kind of get, it could be like they're what is it called?
Insecurity?
Yes, they're insecure. So therefore, it's like, you know what? I'm going to knock them and chop them down. I'm not necessarily saying it to that person, but I'm saying it about that person.
And back to what you were saying when I guess you were interacting with someone and you were joking and they were hurt by it. It takes two comfortable individuals to sit there and joke and play to a certain level.
Yeah.
And understand that, like, yo, nah, we just kid like that, like it.
Without malice intent. Trying to hurt somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Just literally just playing. It takes two very comfortable individuals to have that conversation. With that, it could be based off of the mood of someone's in to actually just like, nah, I ain't taking them jokes today. Nah, I'm serious. Like,
yeah.
It might have nothing. It might be the same joke you said yesterday, both of y'all laughed about, but today, all of a sudden, now you butthurt about it. Mm-hmm. So again, it takes two comfortable individuals in themselves to kind of actually, I personally enjoy verbal sparring.
I was about to ask you. That was my next question.
Personally
to
enjoy
both of y'all. If someone was to say that about you, would you actually entertain a conversation and be like, why do you feel that way?
Oh, absolutely.
But in the midst of asking why you feel that way, would you also try to get off like, you know, I'm going to show you.
Nah.
I'm going to show you otherwise. It's like somebody saying, McFly, your jump shot weak. Let's have a conversation about it. So you're not going to try to get them on the court and take more outside jumpers and inside game?
I would. But
okay.
At this point in my life, I'm more comfortable with knowing I can do something than having to show you I know how to do it.
It was a bar Roy said, it's so much more appealing and sexier to know that I can hit this chick and not hit her.
You know how many
it's so much more appealing to him.
I've been out with a friend, like, oh, that girl won you. I'm like, nah, bro, I can tell you how the next 3 months is going to be with me and her. I'm like, I can tell you what it's going to be like. I'm good on that. Like, I'm more comfortable in the fact that I know my personal abilities that I can do it. Now that same individual, I'm gonna tell him let's go into court if you really want to do this. We're gonna make this pop. But again, I'm just comfortable with my abilities. I don't have to necessarily do things. I know myself.
Yeah, I'm definitely at that point now. It was one point in time in my life, if someone would have said that, I'm going to sit you down, I'm going to show you why I am smart. But I'm at the point now to where I'm cool with whatever it is that you may believe.
On the wrong day, it can still pop though.
But nonetheless, I'm going to have that conversation because again, back to the point of it, I care about what people say. I'm just curious to sit down and talk to you, not at this point, not to show you that I'm smart, but why is it that you feel that way?
And not to convince you otherwise.
Right. It may be something that you can learn from. I'm always looking to learn. So like the fact that you view this way, like I never looked at the standpoint. So again, you still may be false in what you believe.
Absolutely.
But you gave me a different outlook now.
And then
so
you know what? Also within that conversation, Jessica, the fact that how much I hold conversation at a communication rather, and conversation at a high, in high regards. After that conversation, you're going to feel otherwise. Because to me, I'm looking at that as an opportunity. Yeah. But I'm not going into it like that. But naturally, that's what's going to happen.
But you know, one thing I live by,
like the fantasy, the reasonable doubt. That's what I want. Reasonable doubt.
One thing I live by is let the work that I do speak for myself.
Who just said that? Someone just said that. Kobe said he doesn't really do too much trash talking back and forth. He said my work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
He said I don't really do that because
you cannot deny results. This may be my third mantra that I'm gonna start going with. You cannot deny results. And I'll be honest with you,
I use that. I tell a lot of people that I was like, yo, my brother always says one thing you cannot debate or argue are results. Forget how they got the results. They got it. Bro, they cannot debate.
They don't ask you how you won the fight. They ask you, did you win?
Did you win? Maybe later on in the conversation they ask you if you won.
That's it.
But you know what? Before we wrap this up, man, I want to actually say a few things that we have going on. What's that? November 23rd, we will be with Allegiant Studio. That's Mr. Kevin Hemingway. We'll be down there for the kickback. It's a networking event. So if you're in the Myrtle Beach area, that is Black Friday. What's that? I'm posting on social media, so y'all check it out on social media. And if you're in the area, please stop by for whoever my voice reaches. We are having our 3 for 3 with Shannon Hazel as well that next day, which is November 24th. And it was something else. Y'all check out our weekly playlist. Y'all check out, we drop a motivational 3 with myself, Lady Simone, and Mr. Lloyd Hell. We drop on Monday, we drop on Wednesday, we drop on Friday. Lady Simone, you got some things going on as well, don't you?
Well, I want you guys to be on the lookout for a December box that we're going in for the month of December. I'll have that by the end of November. I'm sorry, I apologize. For the Mrs. Courtney Busy Buzzing Box of Learning. It will be a limited amount of boxes. I already have some December orders, so if you do want an order for the month of December, please hit me on my inbox. And just like on the flyers on the website.
They're also, the boxes are on sale right now for $12.
Yes,
versus...
and the November, actually my October boxes ran into November, November. They're $12 instead of $15. So just kind of, if you still want some orders in for that, just let me know. I'll probably to the end of the month, and then we'll be pushing out December. And like I said, some of them are already sold, but I still want to be able to bless you guys with that and just to share a part of me and a part of, how I feel. I really, really, really love these children. And, this right here is a way for me to bring communication back within the home and just kind of like to allow the kids just to get excited about learning. So just check me out, inbox me, or you can call if you have the number, or you can contact Mo or however it is, but we would definitely get that situated. And so far, I just wanted to put out there, thank you guys for just supporting the dream. That's all. I mean,
also, we have, with all due respect, podcast merchandise. We have sweatshirts, we have tees, and here recently we will be adding dad hats. We'll have all that on Black Friday. So if y'all see me, if you see McFly, if you see Lady Simone, maybe face to face through the text, social media, y'all please stop us. As y'all may have noticed, I've been doing a lot of hashtag support. It's so necessary. Even with anybody doing anything that's starting up. I mean, you'll go support Victoria's Secret, you'll go support the New York Knicks or whoever it may be. But right there, when someone is in your face and they're really going hard, and you see that they're going hard, and you see that they're sacrificing this, that, and the third, y'all support them, man. Y'all support them. That's what this whole platform one of the things this platform is pretty much based on is actually just showing love and showing support. McFly, you got anything?
To add to that, support is not necessarily spending your
True.
finances. It
True.
literally could be just posting something, liking something, sharing, or just like actually engaging in the conversation or referencing the actual podcast.
Appreciate you adding
Or
that.
what, with all the respect, or the Mo Knows Productions actually doing. To say with that as well, we're going into holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I know this is when everyone goes crazy with the eating. You know, I'll get it right. New Year's, my guys, 2 months. All right, that's a whole lot of bad to recover from top of January. Try to stay on the right track. Recently I did Diet Bet app. That really helped me out, stay accountable for it. Again, it's Diet Bet, literally just like that, DIETBET. Check it out, helps you stay accountable. I went on like several vacations, kind of like back to back, so I gained a lot of weight, knocked all that off, lost probably 20 pounds in like 2 months. So with that being said, it definitely helped me stay accountable. It's a community there that actually supports you. So with that, it's something good to do and keep you accountable thereof. As well, the holidays is a good time for a lot of people, family, friends. Understand that everyone may not necessarily have those family and friends. So definitely reach out to, they're not necessarily blood, just your friends, and make sure you keep those individuals engaged, talking to, see them. Because again, this may be bad times for people as well. So make sure you, again, reach out to that strong friend, to that weak friend that may appear weak. Whatever the case may be, make sure you're able to communicate with everyone and keep everybody in good spirits.
And also, we will be having some announcements here shortly. I'm really excited about these, actually. But nonetheless, we're going to hold tight on that until the appropriate time. So this is the With All Due Respect podcast presented by Mo Knows with your girl, Lady Simone, Mr. McFly, and me, your main man, Mo. Until next time, y'all, we appreciate y'all. Peace.